Okay, here we are with a part 4, maybe 5. I don't know which one we're on. I forgot to edit the last one.
4.
4. All right, we're on 4, and we left off on the television or the TV, and I think this might be our last one. What I need to get is a camera because we'll get into some killer conversations, and we're putting pieces, and then we're going from one subject. There's some rewatching this. There's subjects we never finished either, that are very important to get our ideas out there. The rest of the information that we have consumed with our brains and the knowledge that we have. I think I'm going to finish off with the devil, in my opinion, and then after that maybe go into some more conspiracies into the government. So I think the one part about how I almost want to read this Bible and tell you some verses from it about how it says the devil or the rulers of the earth, kings and rulers of the earth, are against the Lord. But if you want to just take my word for it, I remember the scriptures. You can go read it. Psalms 2. Fuck it, I'm going to read it. And that's another thing I want to mention. Look at us. Alright? We're not your average fucking Christians or anything like that. Like, we believe in kind of like a different spirituality. And actually, we believe in the truth. In my opinion, this is the truth. Your government's deceiving you. I mean, it's been lying to you. You got to realize that
it's corrupt. It's deceiving.
Obama, maybe before he was president, when he was running for president in 2008, he admitted to us that UFOs are real. So if UFOs are real, then that means the government has been lying to us since 1947, since Roswell.
That was on the History Channel, that they're making UFOs.
Yeah. And not only that, if UFOs are real, then probably everything that we know about UFOs is true. That UFOs have been here since the dawn of time. Why are the government covering this up? Why don't they want us to know? Because probably, this is my theory, this is killer, we're going forever.
Right.
UFOs control the government. Why is the government always there when a UFO crashes? It's because it was either their UFO or one of their demons, and they went and got it and told people to shut up or we'll kill you. And that's why they kept it a conspiracy or a secret, and also to make it a conspiracy because it's easy for people to believe in UFOs because you see the crafts. Instead of believing in something that's God, you give another question out there to an existence of life. How can you explain the UFO factor then with God? Well, it's easy because UFOs are either demons or angels, or the creatures that are on the board, the aliens. And that is another thing that you need to think of.
I also think that it's more possible to think that aliens actually do exist than to think that they don't. If you think about our universe, we barely just got even begun to explore into the entire sea of the universe. We barely even begun to go very far into it.
Right, plus there's like 100 galaxies that I think that we might be able to account for, and those are galaxies.
Yeah.
We're a Milky Way galaxy.
Yeah.
Imagine 100 of our galaxies out there. There has to be another form of life.
Not only that, the universe.
There's probably another form of humans just like this going through another project. Oh, let me tell you. Go on.
What I was gonna say is that the universe is pretty much like infinite, in my opinion, and to think that there's not another place out there that's capable, another planet that's capable of having life is ridiculous, in my opinion. But that's my opinion.
That's a good opinion, though. Anyways, as I was saying, I said a long time ago that yes, we are a science project. But I want to tell you what God had told me what the meaning of life is and what the project is about. The project and the meaning of life is, guess what? True love. Can you imagine that? That's the meaning of life, is to find true love. If you think about it,
I think it's yeah, that's true. I also think that it's a learning lesson, a test to strengthen our character, and it's a big test on our character to strengthen it.
Right? But I mean, you think about the insides of a human. What of euphoria, of what one of the best feelings of euphoria is next to happiness, and without the counteraction of drugs or something like that, is love. Love gives off one of the biggest euphorias and one of the best feelings. You know, to find that person that you love, and then not only that, having children with that person.
Oh man, yeah. And speaking of what you're talking about, love and all that, I was just reading a meditation book on that, and it was talking about how we're, as human beings, we're always trying to look outwardly towards things to satisfy us, for different possessions, material things to satisfy us, and instead of, but in reality, the real satisfaction, it comes from within. It's
Right.
and it's based off of meditating on the word love, or meditating on love.
That's good. But also, like I was saying, love is another good explanation. But also with satisfaction of being a man, like is having a family and raising your children. There's not too many people that do this. Like there's it doesn't, because we're all put in this Hollywood style that relationships only last for maybe a few years, or even weddings or marriages. Yeah, marriages, and that you're not destined to be together. Well, my great grandparents were together for 50 years until, and plus, and then some, before my great grandpa died, and they raised their kids and their grandkids and their great grandkids together. And that's the meaning of life. That's what God showed me, is that you're supposed to find the woman or the man that you have fallen in love with and raise a family together, and to watch your loved ones grow. And it's better than watching the TV, because it's a satisfying feeling. And also being a hard-working man, because you'll be satisfied. You'll taste the fruit of your hard labor, and the satisfaction and the sacrifices of what you have done for your family. And that's kind of weird that the project would just be would be based about true love, which isn't around anymore, because the devil doesn't want that. The devil does, so he's going to make as many corrupting philosophies that there is on love, and make you try to find love in other places than where you can find it.
And I do want to point that it does come from within, too, though.
Right. And also, love is one of the purest emotions that you can have, other than rage and anger and murder. I mean, love also gives you a sense of compassion, and that's also another part of the consciousness, that if you're in love with something, that you see the value of life,
care about it.
Yeah. And then you see the value of life and human life, and then you come to realize how precious other things are in life, like bugs and animals, and how everything is a blessing, because we take so much stuff for granted. I mean, our planet's going to get really bad. I mean, our planet's probably going to get so bad we won't even be able to recognize it anymore with all these power plants. I mean, we're cutting down trees like left and right.
Which is ridiculous. I've read somewhere, and this was at the national press conference, that our government actually has 0-point energy, which is it's powered by the space between atoms, and it's free energy. It's everywhere in our air. It's basically, I'm pretty sure it's just space itself.
Right, which is exactly how aliens, right, had discovered how to be able to fly, and the UFOs,
spacecrafts,
which is another way how to be able to fly spacecrafts. And that's another thing that I believe is aliens are trading the government something, which is technology, because the stuff that we have now has to be alien technology. I mean, things this small that could fit 1,000 songs in it, that don't astound anybody. I mean, I come from a world of, and not only this touchscreen stuff, man, of that it can do billions of things almost on. I'm like, that isn't, and then you see a part in movies, and also we seen that it is going this way, that you'll be touching holograms on computer screens.
Yeah.
I mean, movies are giving you that. Like, that's not alien technology. I mean, that comes straight up from aliens. It does. It has to. And man has made UFOs. I know they have.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to deny it, but and that's where I think that some of our stuff has come from. That we're making our UFOs with alien technology and man technology. It's because demons are knowledgeable. Satan, he had us eat from the tree of knowledge of good and evil, which I think
that's a symbol,
metaphor, symbolism. That's what I was thinking. Is that we just chose knowledge over life.
Yeah.
In my opinion,
we took knowledge. I think, yeah, it's when you eat something, it's intaking it, and what I believe is eating from the fruit is to intake the fruit, intake knowledge inside of it.
That's why you need a knowledge to make it in a world of knowledge.
Yeah.
You need extreme knowledge to make it in this world. You know, I mean.
And then when you intake that in, it plants a seed inside of you. That seed grows. It plants roots, or its basics, it grows, and then branches out into different branches: mathematics, science, technology, philosophy, all kinds of different degrees of knowledge comes from off of that.
And were you gonna say something?
No, that was a metaphor.
And exactly, like, I mean. And there's been so many stories about, even on Ancient Aliens and other things, that the gods came from heaven and gave all of a sudden mankind knowledge, and we were able all of a sudden to get our resources together and be able to communicate and build things and objects that, like they're trying to make Egyptians were extremely smart. I mean, ancients were smart, like almost probably maybe could be even smarter than us. They just didn't have the technology or computer chips. Yeah. And they were actually even able to make light bulbs, you know? And I mean, with mathematical precision, make pyramids that line up with the stars all around the continent. And we're all doing, and there's all different civilizations that did this at the same time. Like, I mean, there was a great deal of knowledge, and I believe we got it from Satan, in my opinion. And that's what... And I think that's kind of like what the Illuminati believe, right? That we are trapped and slaves in the Garden of Eden, and then all of a sudden the devil gave us knowledge.
Yeah, that's what they believe, that that the devil is actually good, that God is actually more sick and sadistic
for making a devil,
for making the devil to destroy his creations, and that and for wanting all of us to worship him, and so. They believe that the devil came here, gave us knowledge to free us from the bonds of worship, and
which they worship him in return.
Yeah. Or just knowledge itself, and what it does is it starts getting people to live in the flesh, or what he calls the flesh virus.
Oh man!
And it takes away from your spiritual growth and your real true assignment here on Earth.
I think this is just a part of to what's coming in series, because I think we need like maybe days. Like Jordan Maxwell will go on. I could go on for days for this subject.
So can I.
And it just seems like we can too. You know, I mean, talk about things left and right about so many subjects, because I mean, we have jumped from one subject to another subject, and I think we are going to do one more video. And that is 5 videos, and they're at least 10-15 minutes. So that's like at least an hour and a half of so far from us just talking about as many subjects as we possibly can. That's why I'm talking as fast as I am right now. Same thing with him. We got 1 more minute left in this video, and I'm just going to let it run until it cuts off, and hopefully before it cuts off, I'll say peace and have a nice day. That's exactly what it did, and watch part 5. And I just want to thank you for just even listening to us. If you want to leave comments, if we're crazy and insane, fine, that's cool, because we are. Because insanity is God. God is insane. And
at least it's different than the mainstream normal.
Yeah.
What because people don't think for themselves. They don't find their own beliefs for themselves, or their own conclusions, which is a problem.
Yeah. So we got 10 seconds left, and I just want to thank you for watching this DVD or this debate or whatever, and continue watching it on part 5. Hopefully, we can sum everything up and have this